Hey there kids, it's your good buddy, Uncle Ben, and welcome to a brand new installment of FAQ You. This question comes from my patron, Norman Burt. He asks, are there any techniques or aspects of your playing that you realized you were doing completely wrong for years and had to relearn from scratch? Absolutely. Two come to mind. First thing that I thought of when he asked that question is the way that I used to do pinch harmonics, because I used to do them completely ass backwards. My guitar teacher, the amazing Benjamin Franklin, showed me the correct way to do pinch harmonics, using the side of the thumb, kind of grinding into the strings and stuff like that. I just couldn't get it to work. It made no sense to me. I could never get a big juicy squeal out of it. So he actually showed me another way that you can do pinch harmonics that I've never seen anybody else do. It's really stupid, but actually I still do it from time to time because you can produce some absolutely insane squeals using this technique. Okay, here's the idea. You see that little line that's in between your palm and your little finger? It's like at the very base of the little finger, right there. There's a little tiny crease, right? If you can position your right arm hand in such a way that you've got a string right there in that little crease, what ends up happening is whenever you pick it, and I was always able to do these with upstrokes, not downstrokes like you usually do with a pinch harmonic. Always did these with upstrokes. What happens is, unlike a regular pinch harmonic where the harmonic is being sounded like right in front of the pick, what ends up happening is the harmonic is sounded way behind the pick, and they get insanely high pitched. Check this out. Like, that's a C note. Like, they are several octaves beyond what you would get, using the typical Billy Gibbons kind of technique. Even just this middle C note here on the G string, right? Like, there is several octaves above that. There's like a flat 7 above it. It's really hard to describe how to do this, and pretty much everybody that I've shown it to has never really gotten it right. My buddy Mitch got really good at these too, and we just crack each other up doing the most high-pitched, insane squeals ever. But yeah, like I said, you've got to position your hand in such a way that you're directly over the string that you're trying to hit. That string has got to be right there in the cut, right in the crease, okay? And you got to do an upstroke. I even have to hold my pick in like a really fucked up way, or else it doesn't really contact the string the right way. You can see how I'm kind of pinching back on my pick grip here. And man, they're so high pitched, like it'll make your dog's head turn sideways whenever you do them. I didn't realize for years that I could have just been doing them the normal way all along. I just didn't get the whole thing about it, touching the pick, then touching the side of your thumb. Didn't make any sense to me. So I had to relearn that because there's no way to pull one of those off like in the middle of a riff. Like if you're playing a Zakk Wylde riff, you're not getting into that, karate chop, squeeze the string in between the palm and the little finger thing. You're not getting into that position that fast, so it's kind of impractical. But like I said, I still do them all the time, especially for those like Joe Satriani style ones where you grab the bar with one hand and depress it, then grab one of those high ones and yank the bar up. Hell, I gotta grab a guitar with a tremolo so I can show you what I'm talking about. Hang tight. This is definitely the guitar you want to be doing these things on. Really, really obnoxious, crazy sounds. And again, all I'm doing is I'm dumping the bar with my left hand. That way the strings go slack, right? I do one of those crazy upstroke pinch harmonics. Bring the bar up. It's not foolproof. I mess them up half the time. But I swear to God, like, you can get them higher pitched and nastier than you can with your thumb any day of the week. At least I can. That's just too much fun. I'm gonna try to get you a close-up here of that technique so you can see it a little more better. So first things first, you gotta really straighten those fingers out like this right here. Again, we're trying to get the string right there in that crease, so the fingers gotta be straight in order for that to happen. Just kind of do a little experimentation with the open strings and see what you can get out of it. Now again, it's tricky here because you can't stay on the string after you do the harmonic or else it'll die. You'll get that sound. So you've got to, you know, hit it and quit it. Hit the harmonic and get away with the hand. Don't mute it out. What I've noticed about doing them this way, maybe it's because the harmonic is coming from behind the pick, but they're like super pure and focused sounding. Like you don't hear all those weird overtones and stuff. It's just like one super pure, high-pitched note. And again, you can get them on all the strings. The high E is really hard to get. But god damn, is that ever high-pitched. It's like a fucking dog whistle or something. I don't even know when you'd use that, but using this stupid technique, well, you can. The other technique that I did completely the wrong way for years was bends, and I don't know why this took me so long to figure out. I thought for years that you had to do bends with one finger. So like if you're playing, you know, a bend on the G string and you happen to be in this position, that finger was supposed to do all the literal heavy lifting. I just could not figure out how guys like Satriani and Vi were able to do bends so rapidly with so much power using just one finger. And I'll never forget, it was actually whenever I watched the very first G3 VHS, and I'm absolutely dating myself by saying VHS. My good buddy Eric Reason loaned it to me, just so I could see my heroes, Steve Vai, Satriani, and Eric Johnson playing live. And one of the first things that I noticed while Steve was playing For the Love of God is that every time he was doing a bend, it looked like he had 3 fingers on the string. It's like this finger, the ring finger, was in the lead, and the other guys were piled on behind it to help push the string up. I picked up my guitar as soon as I saw that, and I tried it out. I put this finger in front, I piled the other 2 guys behind it, and I pushed up the string. And the reaction is kind of like when you think the milk jug is full, but it's actually got nothing in it, and you just like way, you know, overlift it. It was that kind of reaction because I was like, oh, no shit. 3 fingers have more power than 1. So that was kind of like one of those dumb realizations that I had that I've been doing stuff wrong forever. Thank you guys so much for watching today's installment of FAQ You, the series that is powered by my patrons. All the questions that I cover on this show come from my lovely and loyal Patreon community, which you can join over at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. Everybody that supports my channel, even at just the $1 a month level, gets access to a ton of backing tracks, bonus lessons, and so much other cool stuff, plus the ability to ask questions that get featured on future installments of FAQ You. So if you got a question that's burning in your hearts and loins that you'd like to see answered on a future installment of FAQ You, be sure to sign up today on that Patreon page over at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. Thanks.